I feel like it broke my brain. Like, we've all been on the edge with 2022, but this is like, this is my Morbius. Like, this is like all I can think about.
I've been morbed.
I've been morbed. This is I need to start the Joker 2 musical Discord fan community.
Hello! My name is Jason Concepcion, and welcome to X-Ray Vision, the Crooked Podcast, where we dive deep into your favorite shows, movies, comics, and pop culture. In today's episode, previously on Across the Spider-Verse Villain. In the sequel to the hit movie Into the Spider-Verse has been announced. Joker 2 is now potentially a musical? What? And now to help me talk about the stuff is the great, the wonderful, the charming, the super brilliant, walking comics encyclopedia, Godzilla writing, Rosie Knight. Rosie,
me.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's good to be here. It's nice to see you. And yeah, it's good stuff. Lots of things going on in the world.
Things going on. Okay, the Into the Spider-Verse sequel is coming. It is looming. One of the greatest comic book movies legitimately ever made.
Ever.
The film's Twitter account tweeted out a first look of classic Spider-Man, kind of like low-stakes villain, the Spot, who apparently
incredible, just absolutely incredible.
Who apparently will be voiced by Jason Schwartzman. The tweet reads, "Meet the Spot, Miles Morales' most formidable foe yet, voiced by Jason Schwartzman. See him in action in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, exclusively in movie theaters June 2nd, 2023. Rosie, tell us about the Spot who, listen, I'll just say it. The Spot gets his ass kicked all the time.
At all
that's
times.
The Spot's role. At all times.
Look, if you have recently Googled the Spot, which you may have done.
You may have done
because of this news. You will see him come up mostly on lists of 10 worst Spider-Man villains of all time.
Right.
But we love like weird deep cut stuff here. So I think this is such a cool choice. The Spot is like a really weird mid-80s villain who first was in a book called Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, debuted in issue 98, created by Al Milgrom and Herb Trimpe, two of the best to ever do it.
Two of the best to ever do it.
And he's like, body is white with black spots. The representation in the movie is very realistic. It looks real name Jonathan On, spelt very funnily. And I have to say, I think this is so clever because immediately from the image that they show you in the comics, the Spot's just getting beaten up, right? But from what they show us on that image, you can tell this is going to be some kind of dimensional, cosmic villain whose body and the spots are going to interplay with this animation. And we know that this is called Across the Spider-Verse, so I wonder if maybe he holds the multiverse in the holes or something. I just think this is so cool. And it speaks so much to the love of the comics that the people making this have, which makes sense because a lot of comics creators are involved. But I just thought this was so great.
It's a really fun one, and I love that pull because so in the comics, the Spot is your typical scientific genius who experiments on themselves and then turns themselves into a powered individual. In this case, the Spot, who has these spots are like interdimensional. He can teleport, create spots like in surfaces, like in a wall, and then he can have half his body like standing there in front of you and the other half hanging out of the wall.
Yeah, kind of like the Doctor Strange powers that we've seen, the way that he opens the portals in the MCU, which, by the way, that is just, it's just so clever for the context of the movie to use this character.
I firmly agree. Now, in the comics, the Spot wielded these incredibly, almost godlike teleportation powers to just like rob banks and shit. And he's connected to the Kingpin, which I'm sure will probably come into play here because he was working for the Kingpin. So it's really funny because, like you said, he is very like low-level villain, but he can literally like go into different dimensions and stuff. But he's like, oh no, better like rob a handbag. I'm super excited about that. I love the Spot. The Spot is super fun. Super fun, deep cut Marvel villain.
So, do you think this means that we will see the famously known supervillain team that he was a part of called the Legion of Losers?
Yes, but not named the Legion of Losers.
Yes, I believe the official name is like Spider-Man Revenge Squad. But people knew them.
Yes.
I would love to see them bring in a bunch, because we know we're going to see a lot of different Peter Parkers and different Spider-Men from all across the universe. So it will be interesting to see what villains come into play with that.
And I just want to say also, man, the Spider-Man's villains, when they team up, there's always some absolutely terrible fatal flaw in whatever their fucking plan is to defeat Spider-Man. Going all the way back to the original debut of the Sinister Six, where here comes Spider-Man's 6 most potent villains. They can't beat him one-on-one, so they decide, okay, let's team up and we're finally going to take him out. But then they can't. They're all so prideful that none of them want help, so they fight him one at a time, and of course they all get beat. It's like, why are you guys a team if you're not going to jump him all at once? What the fuck is this shit?
Oh, too honorable. They want to make it an equal fight.
Next up, Joker 2. Todd Phillips recently shared the title to the sequel to his 2019 movie, The Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix as the titular Joker. And it is, I'm apologizing now to the Francophone audience of X-Ray Vision, Joker Folie à deux, which means two people who share the same mental disorder. And it's presumed that Lady Gaga is currently in talks to play Harley Quinn, and the scuttlebutt is that this movie could be a musical. Now, I have a hot take. I'm not a great fan of the Todd Phillips oeuvre. Not at all. That said, I think that there's a chance, like, that this could be really interesting. Dude. Like, just as a mental exercise, if you tell me the Joker and Harley Quinn in a live action musical, I'm like, huh. I want to see it. Now, I don't know if it's going to be good. In fact, I think it's going to be bad, but I'm interested.
This feels to me like a Cats level like shit post. Like, I've kind of become I feel like it broke my brain. Like, we've all been on the edge with 2022, but this is like, my Morbius. Like, this is like all I can think about.
You've been morbed.
I've been morbed. This is I need to start the Joker 2 musical Discord fan community. Like, I was, probably surprising no one, not a huge fan of Joker, as it was known, Joker. And when I heard this news, I thought I was going to die. And I saw a tweet by @Sage Hayden. And this tweet sums it up absolutely to me. Joker 2 as a musical is literally the most chaotic decision any movie studio has ever made. Everyone that was excited for a sequel is mad. Everyone that thought a sequel was unnecessary is excited. Pure chaos. You love to see it. I agree. I absolutely agree
with that. Absolutely.
I encourage the chaos. I mean, the timelines. I know we're canon heads over here, and the Joker timeline is its own thing. But like, how could Harley Quinn be that old? I don't know. At least she's age appropriate, I guess. And also as well, I mean, I want it to be absolutely ridiculous and wild and just totally. That's the only way, because I don't really need to see like Harley Quinn is a social worker at the Gotham, family council. But the good thing is, when I saw the name, Folie à deux, I assumed it was Harley Quinn. The first rumor and reading of that was that it was going to be Joker with his followers, who at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, there's like a Joker cult, kind of. There's a riot and people like him. He's doing a dance. That's what he likes to do.
And they carry him.
They carry him. He's like Jesus. He's like Joker. Yeah. He's like clown Jesus, And and that was what a lot of people thought it was going to be about. I far prefer this version. So I need to know
same
more.
Here.
I far prefer the Joker music. Let's not have any let's not have any famed like child molesters on the soundtrack of the musical. Let's not do that this time. But otherwise, like let's do it.
I completely agree. Of course, firmly acknowledge that there's every possibility that this could be terrible. That said, it's interesting, and while it may be horrendous for our ears and eyes, it'll be great content no matter what to talk about. So I'm eager for it.
I'm ready for the chaos.
I'm eager for it. I want to shout out our producers, Chris and Saul. One for struggling through COVID on consecutive weeks,
killing it as always.
For killing the virus and killing the game. And then I want to, and then thanks to everybody on this Zoom right now, Rosie, Chris, Vasilis, Dylan, for making the time so that we could do this pod, as I am currently on the road in New Mexico, where we're shooting the sitcom that is Shea Serrano's story of his life. And we're really excited to bring that to people at some point. But thanks everybody on the Zoom for putting up with that.
Also, how's the shoot going? I'm so excited for you.
It's amazing to watch something that you and other people have been collaborating on and creating come to life. It's just a really amazing process to be like, oh, I remember when we came up with that, and now here are these people playing these characters, saying the stuff. It's really amazing. It is like truly in the most sincere way possible. It's emotional to be like, wow, we're making a show that's based on my friend's life. How cool is that's cool. That's amazing. Who would have ever thought this would have happened? Like, we will go to lunch and sit there and be like, can you believe we're doing this? And then Shea, of course, is along with TV's Mike Schur and the super talented and experienced Peter Murrieta and Lisa Muse Bryant are all EPs of the show. And so, all day, people are coming up to Shea like, hey, do you like... for the shirt color, do you like green or blue if he's wearing that shirt? Hey, what do you think about this lettering? Okay, so here are the enchiladas for the cookout scene. Do these look good? Do you want this more mud on this character's face? More blood? Do you want the it's just like all day, and it's really amazing to watch. It's really incredible. Everybody here in Albuquerque is really, really nice. Like, very warm. All the experiences I've had have been fantastic. Like, wonderful conversations with all my Lyft drivers. People will just come up and chat with you, and they're so nice. The scenery is incredible, and it is so fucking hot. Like, to be broiled alive out here. But it's been really amazing. It's been incredible.